everybody, it's Morgan McGee. Great is his reward. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have bore the burden of and the heat of the day. But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Dost thou not agree with me for a penny? What is Matthew 20 not saying? It's not saying that we'll all receive the same thing at the end of the age. You can look at Revelations, the first part of Revelation for that. You can look at the preceding verses. You can look at Mount Gerizim. You can look at the law. Your behavior, your effort is reflected inside of what you earn, what you receive. What is this verse talking about? Because they worked hard and they received just as much as those who didn't work as hard. It'd be the equivalent of the prodigal son coming back and receiving half of the inheritance the hardworking son was working hard to have. So what does this mean? This is my theory, but I haven't heard anything better than this. This parable is that don't expect the promises unless you believe in the promises. The stipulation of the promises of the kingdom of heaven and of Mount Gerizim is that first you must believe that God will give you said promises if you work towards that end. If these people wanted more money, they should have bargained to get more money if they were working the heat of the day. But they agreed to a little because they didn't think of their labor as worth that much. Or they think that asking for more, they will lose what they have. Or they didn't believe in the kindness and goodness of the master. Let's talk about, at the end of the age, what will happen. Before the marriage feast, we have the 10 virgins about to go in. And of course, these being virgins are, they've kept themselves unpolluted from the world, from worshiping idols. So, what's going on? 5 virgins were smart, 5 were foolish, but more to the scarier point that should haunt you is that the 5 virgins that were foolish asked for kindness and generosity from the 5 wise virgins and did not receive it. Mind you, this isn't kindness from the master or the king. This is kindness from fellow believers, just like you. And were they wrong in denying their fellow virgins' requests? Were they wrong in their lack of generosity and kindness towards their 5 other fellow virgins? The 5 smart virgins had the power within their vessels to give them more oil, yet they didn't want to risk it. The 5 smart virgins put their needs and wants ahead of the 5 foolish virgins. Do not expect from your brothers and your sisters of the faith in Yeshua to come to your aid at the end of the age when about to go into the marriage feast. Don't believe you're going to receive if your aim isn't for the promises. Even if you work through the heat of the day, if you don't believe in the promises, don't expect to receive them. This is the condition of receiving the promises, living by faith. What was Abraham faithful of? What was Abraham's faith towards? It was towards the land and towards his seed inheriting said land. This about the promises, not about the behavior. It's about the belief in the promises. The belief in the promises, the behavior will come right after that. I guarantee you. But if you don't, but if you think the fear of God is enough, if you are trying to earn your salvation, then you're not going to, then you've taken your talents and you've buried them because you believe the king is a hard man, reaping where he doesn't sow. Yes, he is a hard man, but that's not how you receive. You receive believing that he's a generous man, that he wants to reward you. If you're simple, it's time for you to learn wisdom. There is a concept called Homo economicus. I want you to learn that term. The end of the age is coming. The judgments are coming. The crowns are going to be given out. The Son of Man will return in his Father's glory with his angels to reward every man according to his goodness. And if you want to learn more, if you want to step further out in faith, not only for the age to come, but for this age, there is rewards. Read my book, Prosperity versus Austerity Doctrine by Morgan McGee. Thank you and God bless. Please support this ministry by buying my book or liking or sharing subscribing to my channel. Thank you and God bless.